Hello, Evans Network. This evening, my brother Keith and myself were very excited because we bring to you another beautiful topic process why Mr. Mufareh's vision takes time. For those of us who think it takes time and whatever we think, let's discuss this together. And guys, as you join on, make sure you share this chat conversation because we would like to know what you think. Welcome, brother Keith.
Hey, once again, good to be here, Comfort. I'm always excited to share and to connect with the audience and hopefully bring some value because it's about bringing the value. So, yes, we're ready to make it happen here.
Exactly. Say hello, welcome, my brother Michelle Champagne. Always there. We appreciate you so
Yes,
much
indeed,
for
indeed,
your
indeed.
continued support. Yeah. So, brother Keith, like I was saying, our topic for today is a very important one, interesting and at the same time, So, we thought that it was a great idea to discuss this and address a few concerns openly and of course honestly to see, have to make it maybe a quick look back to into history, wherever we came from, how this journey ever started, how we got here, and stuff like that. I think that's going to be something important for us to do. So, the purpose of this discussion, guys, we just want to acknowledge the fact that some people feel really frustrated right now. However, you feel, which we appreciate that. It's okay to feel frustrated sometimes, and we just want to know that as much as people can feel frustrated, we can feel frustrated. We should think about the long-term goals. What are the goals of this whole mission, this whole movement, this whole massive project that Mr. Mufareh is embarking on? And then when we ask ourselves these questions, then patience would finally be the key thing for us to do, because there are few things that people, when you get frustrated, you are not careful, you think differently, and you can do a few things differently that don't really go well. And then we want to be careful that as much as we're expecting our CEO to be out there doing stuff for us and run the business running, we just want to know and acknowledge the fact that nobody wants this business out there as much as Mr. Mufareh does, right? So all we need to do is encourage ourselves, encourage one another. We engage in personal development, networking with each other, getting to know ourselves more and more and more, doing just something at all. I think this it takes us a long way, doesn't it? So listen, there's so much to this business. There's so much to this whole movement. There's so much to it. And talking of it as being the IT solution. So when we think about it, remember what we discussed yesterday and how we proved to ourselves that everybody needs this, then I think being patient is not something too much to ask for. And we really do appreciate even people who have been Mufareh and his team, who are still going on, who are still ready to move another mile with Mr. Mufareh, because we trust and we really do strongly believe that this mission is already accomplished. It's only a matter of when, which doesn't matter, because when it's time, it's just going to happen. So, brother Keith, I just want to let you maybe say something too, and let's.
Of course, of course, of course. Thank you, Comfort. When I think about this topic and I think about people and I think about when you said some folks are frustrated, and we definitely want you to know that we empathize, right? There's always got to be empathy that's shown that we understand and your feeling is validated for sure. However, it comes down to perspective at the end of the day. All right. It comes down to one's perspective. Now, we have a situation here where we have different minds involved, different people, different backgrounds, different expectations, and that kind of thing. And I think we all, from top to bottom, may have our own little concerns, our own little questions, our own little frustrations. But how we deal with those frustrations and those feelings is also important. Now, I feel as an adult, I don't tell another adult what to do or what not to do. I can tell them, if you do this, this may happen. If you do that, that may happen. Then you choose the road in which you want to take. I think that's more mature. It's more friendly. It's not abrasive. It's not pushing over the edge. Um, People have tried, based on their frustration, to do what they thought would have been the better thing. So some folks went out there and said, "Let me try another shiny object." You have the right to have tried it. You have the, the means, maybe to have the money to pay down. And some of these folks are saying, "Wait a minute, that didn't work." So now you learn from that experience that it doesn't really work by you jumping from boat to boat to boat. If you want to float, the idea is that now is to understand clearly what you're part of. And I think that many of us have gotten into this amazing movement here, probably with not the best advice, maybe not the best insight, maybe not the best narrative that you maybe received. And also, some of you deliberately did not stay engaged. What we kept saying, the key is engagement, engagement, engagement. Is not to go to meetings, is not to meet quarters every week or month. It is not to meet a monthly auditorship that some people are doing right now in many companies. It's not those things. So I have videos that says, how easy do you want it? How easy do you want it? So I realized that no matter what you do, there are folks, their only language is that if I don't see it, it ain't happening. And there's nothing you can do with those people. I love you. I care for you. I hope that you may get it someday. I mean, Thomas was one of the guys in the Bible that you hear about a story when you heard about the risen Savior. You said, "No way, man. Unless I see this thing and see the print in his hands and see where the nail went, I'm not going to believe." So there are a whole bunch of people like that in the world. And it's okay. He did get a chance to prove it, though, and he felt really bad afterwards, like, wow, and Christ went as far as saying, the ones who believe and did not see, they get more honor. All right, their glory is going to be even bigger than the ones who was waiting for the proof and the proof and the proof. Now I got some more to say, but I'm gonna let you just chime in here, and then I'll come back with some more stuff, thoughts that I have in my brain going right now. Go ahead, Comfort.
Exactly, brother Keith. I know, like, I appreciate when you say people, everything depends on your perspective. What angle are you looking at things from? That really matters. That's really important, right? If we have to remind ourselves every minute, like in my eyes, what Mr. Mufareh is doing is trying to pull a mountain, right? Like move a mountain. It takes effort, it takes energy, it takes physical strength, it takes just a lot, I think, right? Doing that. So if we know and again understand the long-term building, the long-term vision of this whole business, if we think about the scale and the complexity of building an AI-driven ecosystem like the one Mr. Mufareh is doing with his team, one where a sustainable one, a lot, because it's not sugar leaking. I don't just want to imagine what they go through because I can't imagine. So when we think about it, there's a lot of complexities. First of all, in putting the whole stuff together, breaking through systems. This is something that is covering the entire world. How many countries or how many governments or how many institutions or how many what he is in contact with, talking to get this thing go through. We don't know. We know even what people have beaten him from within. So he's facing darts from all angles. The fiery darts, my brother Keith. The darts are coming from all angles, and he is receiving them. He is like, I am the Superman. I'm taking them on your behalf. I'm taking them. I'm taking them. So when we think about what makes us frustrated, because I would understand when you invest a huge sums of money, you watch it go down the drain. The products you ordered for, they have not come, or they come and you don't sell, or you put it out there because you put £100, hoping the next 3 months you make £900, and then the platform disappears overnight. You don't know the CEO, you don't know anything. But Mr. Mufareh is here every time. Even right now that he is as serious as he is, he still squeezes time out of his tight schedule once in a while, comes here and says, listen, hello, I'm still here, right? So there's no such thing. In my perspective, when I want to go spiritual with unpassive, I think that everything is working as planned. From the human perspective, I would say yes, it has delayed because we know the twists and turns that this whole thing has gone through. But when you come from a spiritual perspective, you look at things from that angle, you see it even much better. Because look at what is happening to Ash. See how many wrong people he is discovering every day that have been surrounding him. Imagine that this business had gone live before now. Who would have been around Ash? Who would have been surrounding Ash? Nobody is an angel. We are not saying that somebody is better than the other. But a few people have done things that have made Ash to think like, oh, I thought that you were like this, but you'd rather are like sure you are still the right person to move on with. Because this is a mission that, as we were discussing on Sunday on our Heroes webinar, like, Keith, my brother, what you are doing here is busy planning to leave a legacy for your family and their generation and family. But Mr. Mufareh is out there busy working out something that will leave a legacy for the entire world to uplift humanity anywhere and everywhere around the world. How do you expect it to happen just like this? You know, again, if we go back to our many are called, few are chosen. So many were called, many from the very onset. Some of them, they were like, it's not for me. I'm not the called, I'm not just the called at all. Many people were called, they joined in the throng, they're moving, and all along the way, they keep sieving them out, and then the other ones off the called, you are just called, but just to be there and be around, and other ones are the chosen ones. You keep going and going and going and going. So it's like the journey to the promised land. We don't know who Mr. Mufareh will finally reach the promised land with. But however, whoever has been part of this process, you will all get there, because when Mr. Mufareh lands, even if he lands as a one man standing, it will be good for everybody and anybody around the world. So when we think about all of these things, we are only left with patience. We are only left with gratitude. We are only left with praying for Mr. Mufareh. We are only left with acceptance of the fact that it's a done deal, because it is. So we can go on and on and on and on. In spite of the mess, in spite of the delay, in spite of the twists and the turns and all of those things, there have been milestones. You remember when we launched we have used the O Connect. We've done a few things here and there. Mr. Mufareh, and as a company, has already accomplished humanitarian missions. You know, when the crisis happened out there in somewhere in Asia or the Middle East, he sent out some aid and stuff like that in the name of this company. Those are already those are milestones. That's progress made so far. That's a success which we already record in the name of this business, right? So what makes us think that things are delaying? What even makes us want to? Yeah, being frustrated is not a bad thing, but how we go about it again, my brother Keith, it goes back to perspective. What is your attitude in your frustration? That is what
Yes,
matters. So
yes.
I'll let you go from there, bro.
You know, you're right. Attitude, there's no saying. The attitude is your determines your latitude. But
You know,
as you were speaking, Comfort, and I guess I see someone type in, "Hello, Sister Comfort and her guest." But just in case you didn't know my name is Keith. All right, just so you know, my name is Keith. All right, so say I was to look at those individuals who are so frustrated, you've had it up to your neck, you want to know what's going on, you're in this area of you feeling like this, man, I want to quit. But let me ask you a question. If I came to you for some encouragement, or if I came to you for some advice, what would you tell me? How would you help me now? If I came, you frustrated now, right? And I came to you for some help, for some encouragement, what would you tell me? What would it be? So I asked the question rhetorically in a way, but the point is that why we here, I think, like someone says it, not just by accident. We have people who know and understand even when they don't see certain things, when they don't hear certain things. They have the vision, they have an innate gift. It's a gift from God. All right. So we're able to discern, we're able to exercise patience. Let's talk about difficulty, right? So there are different levels of difficulties in life, right? There is something you call weightlifting. There are people who can lift very heavy weights, right? I can't lift that heavy weight, as some people can, but I can lift something. The point of me saying that is this: is that for some people, waiting for them is the worst thing possible. They cannot wait. They have a hard time waiting. For some people, if something starts and then stop, they go crazy. Why did it stop? Oh my God, the world is falling apart. The sky's falling. They don't deal well with things going wrong. All right. So they need people who understand that to help to encourage them to listen. It's okay. Let's go on. Let's carry on. See, why we here, why we can smile and have a genuine smile is because number one, we understand what faith is all about. We understand that we say we trust in the creator who created Ash and gave him the vision, and now we are part of this vision, that he's in control. We understand that there are going to be battles that we're going to fight. We understand that it's a warfare in a way, because there are people who don't want something like this to surface and to affect the world because of greed, right? We understand those things, but we understand that with persistence and tenacity and faith and a determination, we will what? Overcome. Now, do we have a date? No. But I tell you one thing: 7 years ago is not 7 days ago. 7 years ago is not 7 days ago. And a lot has taken place over the last 7 years. That is to me astounding. So again, I will tell folks that we're not here to tell you what to do and what not to do. But I will tell you though, there's a benefit and a reward if you do it so and so. If you hold on, if you hang there, there's a price for that. There's a benefit in that. If you keep believing, that comes with a reward. If you keep staying engaged, that comes with a reward. Plus, let's think about this. While you're waiting, and it is so hard, are you paying the auditorships? Okay, while you're waiting and it's so hard, are you asked to do anything extra? Otherwise, you lose your account. Think about it. It's all perspective. Now let's think about this. Suppose, say tomorrow, you log on to your back office and there's no website there. Nothing shows up for 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 3 week, a month. How would you feel? I went into my back office and it opened up. I saw what's coming. I saw my name. I saw those folks that I shared and passive with, or shared this company with. And folks, it is there. That is amazing. Remember, in case you didn't know, we had almost lose our source code. You know what that means? To lose those rudimental, fundamental things is like there'll be no more company. But to some miraculous way, it was not lost. So again, faith, realize that I'm not saying it is easy, but hopefully this can be some way of encouraging you, giving a little boost. That's what we do here. We boost our family, we keep pushing and encouraging, and hopefully it'll let you go an extra mile, knowing that it's going to be all right.
Brother, thank you. Oops, I've lost my thing. Can you hear me? So, like
Yeah,
my sister
yeah, I can hear this fine.
says, uh, yes, sister says, on Passive is the only company that would believe that you can leave to your children to wait patiently. That's true, right, sis? That's exactly what we are talking about. So we cannot joke. You were saying, Brother Keith, if people can't wait, be careful. If you are not, you don't do, then you get in trouble, because when you can't wait, you are impatient. I remember, a little boy, the 6 year old. He thinks that all the time he has to have it all right. Each time he fails in a thing, he gets really angry and just asks,
Mm.
"What?" Sometimes you need to fail. That's why they say you are learning. You don't know it yet. So sometimes you need to fail. Sit down. So if you cannot manage waiting, you would be like a 6-year-old little boy. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just an analogy, right? You go around throwing tantrums. And we as grown-ups, how do we throw tantrums if we can't wait? We do this by way of spreading negativity, which can be very tiring and very, very power draining. There's so much, so much we can do. One of the many things we can do is live community that we have built together. The importance of uplifting one another. Mr. Mufareh is that kind of a teacher who teaches by doing. By now, people who are ready for prime time, people who are ready for this mission, they already know the importance of community. Know what it means uplifting one another. You already know what it faces. You don't know what it means when on my birthday I get really overwhelmed because I don't know where I should answer, respond to messages, be it on WhatsApp, Messenger. That's how much love it is. Then you know why the wait is happening. We need to spend this time trying to experience what we are planning to go and do to people and know how it feels when you are genuinely loved. Listen, the moment I joined this movement and I've come to know people across the world from all races, from all walks of life, that I feel I've changed my way of thinking. I've changed a lot. And that is what is empowering me. That's what Mr. Mufareh is doing. I'm getting physically, not only financially, is how we think. If you want to deal with people, if you want to be a person of the people, if you want to help people, because money changes people. You can do crazy stuff. You can take money and just throw on somebody and say, "Take, poor woman, go and help yourself." But that's not what it's all about. What you're taking to this poor community is the love from your heart and not that money in your hands. So while waiting, that's what we want to be doing. And we have the platform to do it on because we are a good number of us who are so much together and so in love. We care about one another. Let's do that. And it's going to take us places. So it's very, very okay, right, to feel frustrated. We are all humans. If one doesn't get frustrated sometimes it must be a joke, right? But
Exactly.
then again, how you go about your frustration. So we just want to encourage ourselves to return to think, begin to think about when we're going to be ready, rather than spreading negativity, because it doesn't anywhere. Mr. Mufareh is already taking enough on his plate that the least thing he would expect from us would be negativity. Think about the importance of unity and that belief in that process is what my sister Amina believes in. So if Amina is sitting here, she will be speaking the same language. If my brother Michelle Champagne is sitting here, he will be speaking the same language. If Clover Kelly is sitting here, he will be speaking the same language, because that's all Mr. Mufareh wants from us. So like when you listen to I help myself in various ways. I listen to people who have done this, people like you, Keith. You've been online for a couple of years.
Many years.
About 2 decades, about and Mike Ellis, people like that. When I listen to them, because they are passionate about this, because they have sourced stuff and nothing's compared to this. How much peace of mind they have is comparing to what they have seen. And so I learn from their experience, and I have my peace of mind, and I'm moving on, because there's only one way to move with this business, and the way forward is the way in front of you. We just want to stay the course. We just want to keep on keeping on, because there are no two ways. We are so fine, like my brother Oliver would say. So, brother Keith, it's yours. Yeah.
Listen. I mean, Comfort, you're saying so many important things, and to add to what you're saying, it does require you to understand and maybe do a little more due diligence in understanding how many people fail at this thing that we call the online space. How many are trying? One of the most popular keyword searches we have now is work from home, home jobs, side hustles. I mean, do the research because folks are trying to find a way to not deal with the job concept, to be on someone else's time, to have a bit of a time freedom. All right. I mean, I admire the comfort having homeschool and homeschool kids. I think it's highly plausible. I mean, commended for that. Um, and we are beginning to see that if we just stick this thing through, a lot of our desires and our dreams are going to be realized. We're going to see those things happen. Um, on this company here, who's headed by Mr Mufareh, I think he said so much in many different ways that his heart is for the little guy, not just the big guy, but the little guy, right? And we know what it is to be looked over. We know what it is to, to be the underdog. We know what it is to actually, to be marginalized, right? And you can only go so far, you know. But here comes this vision that's saying, if you just hold on, if you just exercise patience, and you know what's interesting about this whole thing? Many folks who might be complaining, they aren't ready. If this really kicks off, maybe you'll be given time to prepare yourself. Maybe you're given time to put some things in place. Maybe you're given time to look at your heart condition and see what it is. Because this company is really about paying it forward for somebody else and giving us that option to get in that position to do so. However, the reality is that, I hear a lot of people say, and I'm not saying it's wrong, they say, well, fill your pockets and fill your storehouse and then get your bank account filled, then you can help. Yes, to some degree, but I think that we can do whatever we can in a small little way. Not because I don't have my bank account sitting down pretty, I can't help somebody with a cup of coffee. I can't help somebody maybe pay a car insurance this month who's going to about maybe lose their car. This means I can't do those small things. I don't necessarily have to wait to get all this money and these accounts and these overflowing, then and I'll start to give. I believe that we can do a small things now and affect people's lives. And as we get more, we just do more. And that is what our CEO has done and have shown he's done giving on a small level and for his family and his kids. He's shown them the pathway, how powerful giving is. What this is saying, how can we duplicate this kind of thing a million times, a billion times? It'll change the color of the world. That's the idea. So a lot of us who are maybe frustrated, do a hard check. Check and see why you're feeling where you're feeling. And also think about this. Think about this. What if this thing kicks off tomorrow? Are you ready? Are you really ready? Maybe you're not. All right. And some of you probably can't log into the back office now. You don't know the password. You may need to go and see if it's actually can log you in and reset it and get a new one. Maybe that's something you want to check out. Some of you probably don't even check your back office maybe for the last 4 or 5 weeks or months. Who knows? So let's think about those small things that you want to do in preparation for what's to come, because you can't expect something big and thinking small. You want to you can't expect a shark and a whale in a little fish bowl. It's not going to quite work that way. All right. So you got to prepare your expectancy for what you're expecting to have and prepare how you're going to handle it. So, I mean, we're here hopefully to encourage you and inspire you somehow and let you know, listen to me. We too, like you feel, we have our own little ups and down moments, but we're learning that, great men sometimes, are there for a reason, and what we may be going through, he may be going through 10 times worse than what we're seeing, you know. So our job is just to pray and believe and just keep trusting and looking for that outcome that we desire. That's what I think should be our fundamental thing right now.
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, sometimes when I struggle to unmute myself, guys. So, guys, let's know. We're just looking at the comments. If you're joining in, just join in this conversation. And of course, so far, if you're finding it interesting or useful, why not help to share? Give us a thumbs up. And for those who are joining us new, you are going to be seeing my brother Keith quite often here. So his name is Keith, Keith, Keith Moret.
Yes,
You will see
and
Keith
and, and
here, yes.
yes, and they can say, comfort and kid if you want to. So there's no saying, if you come to my house once, the second time you're no more guest. You're family
Right,
now. All right. So
exactly.
that's what it is.
That's so true. Yeah. So yeah. So guys, when just let's do this together because it's just worth the wait. It's worth the wait. It's worth the patience. It's worth the gratitude. It's worth the positivity and the positive energy. It's worth the support from Mr. Mufareh because what we're waiting for is what is coming. I like how Mike Ellis would put it that the days, the deadlines, or the dates or things, they're just irrelevant. The only relevant thing here, which is a fact, is the fact that this business is here and alive and to stay. Because you never go wrong with changing lives. You never go wrong with blessing people. You
Yes.
never go wrong with uplifting humanity. Brother Keith, I'm not sure if you've ever been on the receiving side. I have. The
Mm-hmm.
most uncomfortable thing is when you depend on somebody for
Oh
help
man.
or for
Yes.
livelihood. It's not a good experience.
Yes.
You know what it
Yes.
means that you are going to finally, that person who would wait, say, I'm just waiting if my niece will send me something to buy salt or oil, like in my
Mm-hmm.
country, or a
Yes.
bar of soap to wash clothes. They finally turn things around to the extent that they can fend for themselves. They can pay tuition for their children. They can buy food without waiting for the next person. This goes a long way to improve on the quality of life and even the and stuff like that because you have that self-esteem and you feel like your lifestyle, your whole life is elevated, which gives you even a longer life because sometimes people give up on life just because like I can't continue to live and beg my whole life. I don't, and stuff like that. So things will never be the same again. Definitely they won't. So we have every reason to be happy and
Mm-hmm.
not to make things much difficult for our brother and friend, Mr. Mufareh. So, as our ticker is encouraging everybody out there, right? Patience brings rewards, and definitely, if we trust the process, we would see the reward. And of course, great things take time. Every great thing that has ever happened, it takes time. We
Yes.
sometimes we don't. It's now that we're beginning to dig into history and know that Amazon took this much of time, Zoom took the other number of years, Alibaba took that and that and that and that. But they are the giants here in the house, right? They took time, and people failed. When you see the great speakers out there, I like this guy. I've forgotten his name. He's this American, Canadian
Is it is
American
is it is it
author.
Les Brown? Is it Les
No,
Brown?
not. I listened to Les Brown too. His story too is very interesting. But this is Tracy, Brian Tracy. He is an
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
author and a motivational speaker. He said,
Uh huh.
"Listen, guys, I got kicked out of jobs, even how to pump fuel. I could not pump fuel, and I was kicked out of that job. So what did I
Mm.
do? I sat in my room and changed my the structure of my room. I started dressing like rich people and behaving like rich people and doing what rich people did. And today he is where he is. If people don't tell their stories, you feel that they don't woke up one morning and this thing happens to them. No, it goes a long way. And it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing that we are here, that we are part of it from inception. Listen, I have a story to tell because I've been there at least since June 2020. So it's been going on and on. I'm going to be 5 years in this June, in this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell so much. I speak somewhere, I say a few things with self-confidence from what I have learned. Because when you listen like to the guys who woke up and I became the all tech pro, breaking down stuff for us, you learn a lot from the technical perspective. You learn from the marketing
Mm-hmm.
perspective. You learn from all work business. The business for model is the one that fits every perspective, every walk of life. So everybody interprets them from their angle as how they see and from what they do. So you learn just a lot. So is that
Yeah.
not a blessing enough? It's a blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And
Yes.
if I can
So
just throw it in there.
go ahead, bro. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Sorry, if I can just throw this in there, as you were saying, I thought about how many people that are out there online now, and they're those who maybe they may mean well in their heart. I don't know. I can't judge that. And they're trying to save somebody else from what they think you're doing something wrong or doing something bad or not good for you. And some of them may be just intentionally destructive in their approach and just hateful in what they feel. And they will make a video. But let me caution you. You may see videos, and it may looks like it's belong to one of us, or it looks like it's from one of us, and it's authentic. But be careful and look at the bottom of the image of that video, right? Because it almost fooled me several times, and it wasn't really us. In fact, someone took one of our videos, and they actually just was just, I would say, just almost like making a joke out of it, and just kind of disdaining what we're doing. But I'll tell you something: if you listen to that stuff, it'll put such a negative energy on you. So you want to try to avoid anything that's not positive, all right? Because at the end of the day, these folks who are saying don't do and do this, are they paying your bills for you? In fact, are they giving you a better option? Are they? Are they giving you a way out? So just be careful what you listen to feed that end, because whatever you think about, you will draw that energy to you, and it'll send you more into that lower nature, lower blissful thinking, where it's like So just be mindful of what you expose yourself to, as things are about to break through, and always say this: sometime before day breaks, it gets real dark. The darkest point of the night is just before daybreak. So looking for all the arrows, all the things that's coming to sidetrack you, and you wonder why? Because somebody may not want you to go to the next level of success that you were told you won't ever be that way. Maybe a friend told you, maybe a teacher told you, maybe somebody told you that you're not worth it, you don't deserve it, and so it's in your subconscious, and you keep playing it over and over again that I don't deserve this, and that's why sometimes you find people say these negative things because they're regurgitating what's in their subconscious. You have to start thinking that look at the possibility, look at what you hear, and who's around you and who's encouraging you, and take that and run with it, because we are brothers keepers to some degree, and I'm here to encourage you and let you know that, listen to me, we can go to the top together. All right,
Right.
like Rocio said, we're going to the top where your ears gonna pop.
Exactly. I think when you say we can go to the top together, you're just reiterating what I think Dr. P. Williams liked saying that. He said, I've heard this, either him or Mike Ellis, he would say, life at the top can be really boring. Look at the top, it's very narrow. So we
Hmm.
just have to walk this journey together and get to the top
Yeah.
together. Because
Yes.
I can't find myself just being like this, can be really boring and annoying. I want to be there with Keith. I want to be there with
Yeah.
everybody, and that's fun. That's when we can say, that's when the ears get popping, right?
Yes,
And
that's
we're
right.
there. It's just a wonderful
Hmm.
opportunity we're in. I think, Baraki, we can go on and on and on. It's already 40 minutes, and we
Hmm.
appreciate the patience of
Wow, went by fast.
of our viewers. And so, from the last one from me, I am borrowing from my own brother Keith. You cannot expect something big and think small. Guys, that's big. So if that means anything to you, let's think big, because what we're expecting is huge, it's massive. So we love you all. We appreciate you for always being there to support us. Let's remember to subscribe if we haven't yet. Sometimes we do forget. If we remember, let's go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share. We appreciate you and we love you, and see you again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Indeed, y'all take care. Be blessed.
Thank you. Bye.